Hello, everybody. Welcome to the bi-weekly Meltdown official draft of Big Brother Canada 9. Beth is already losing her shit. It's going to be quite a show here. What is so funny?
Two things. Guys, I've had such a shit day. Everything keeps going wrong. And I was cooking with jalapenos and I touched my eye and it fucking burned for a second. At the same time, I was reading a really cute text message. My brother was like, "It's the two of us and it's a cartoon." And now I'm all over the place and I don't know what to do, so I'm just laughing.
Wow. Well, that sounds like a Beth problem to me.
It
don't
sure
know.
is.
Sounds like a regular show, all over the place, no direction.
Yes. So of course, with us is Allison and Beth, as always. How are you, Allison? Do you have any jalapeno in your eye? Are you okay? Are you?
I hope you don't. It hurts.
No, I just want to do a public announcement. I took my diazepam for the evening, so I don't know what the fuck is going to come out of my mouth tonight.
I cannot wait. And with us also is some of our patrons, Matt Henning and Rory the Virgo. How are you guys doing?
I'm awesome.
Nice. Rory, how are you?
I'm sick.
Yeah.
No,
all right.
well,
so
I mean,
Sickening.
death drop. Bam.
No.
Just disappear.
Oh, Lord.
So we've got awesome, we've got sick, we've got drowsy, and we've got spicy in the eyes.
I was going to say, which other of the seven dwarfs are we missing?
Right. Alrighty, well,
you could say I'm sleepy literally any day, and it would be accurate. So,
Yes.
so
no, good one, Yowie. I like that.
So, before we get started, hello to everybody in the chat. We have Sam, we have Joseph, Romero, Tracy. Let's see. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yowie.
Yowie. Connor. Yes.
Otaku.
One of these days I will. I'm so bad with like name pronunciations. I feel like I'm gonna get into this like once we get into the cast and everything. But to talk about this cast, I'm really excited for this. I was talking to Beth and Allison at the end of our last show, and this is the first like newbie season that we're covering between Survivor and Big Brother since before Winners at War. Like that's how long it's been, because we had Big Brother 22 All-Stars, we had Survivor, Winners at War. So the last like new cast that we talked about was Island of the Idols for Survivor. So it's been a hot minute, and there's been a lot of changes to how casting is going to be done and everything like that. This is the first cast that Big Brother Canada has pledged to do at least 50% of people of color, which is amazing. We love that inclusion. And I think that this cast is really stacked full of really good characters. I'm really excited to see how the season plays out. Do you guys have any thoughts about the cast as a whole before we get into it?
Oh my God. I had the worst time putting my list together. I mean, it was horrible. And like, I'm only going to get two people.
Here's the best thing. I have read the cast. That's it. I didn't watch the videos.
I watched the videos. That's what I did.
Because I have a theory going into this. Once we said that we were going to do a draft, every time I think too much, my people just suck. So I don't want to think too much. I want to go for like hip shots and go from there. And I think that my strategy is going to pay off, because I shot from the hip when we did our fake BB All-Stars with Kaser winning. And I was just like, I have a feeling Kaser's going to bring it. So that's what I'm going to go with.
I love it. Yeah, and I also want to brag, because I am the reigning champ of the Big Brother 22 bracket, so I have a lot of pressure, you know.
Is that something you really want to be proud of?
Yeah, I mean...
Like,
Cody winning was not like really
right. Wait for us.
How many winners have you picked?
All right. Not as much as Allison. I know that. I know.
So also, when it comes to points, you and I are tied in our two drafts that we've done so far. We did Winners at War for Survivor, and we did Big Brother All-Stars. And those are the ones where Tyler and I offline come up with something. Oh no! Which one is that, Lily?
This is
Phoebe?
18-year-old geriatric cat that doesn't know where the hell she is or what's going on.
Yeah, but who are you holding?
Lily.
Thank you to Rory and Matthew for that joke.
Oh.
I thought you were just introducing yourself, and then I wanted to know who you were holding.
Oh, we share. I'm getting there quick.
So before we get into the cast, I want to talk about the twist that they have announced preseason that is going to happen. So this is what we know so far. So there's going to be 2 teams, and Canada votes on the team captains. So we don't know like what exactly that entails. I would assume it's kind of like a schoolyard pick type of thing, and maybe these 2 team captains are safe for the first week as like a Canada's vote. But just based on like how Big Brother has gone in the past, I would assume it's going to be like the whole team is safe if one wins HOH, kind of like how Big Brother 11, Big Brother 14, if one person on your team wins, then you're safe. And I would assume that this twist probably isn't going to be around for maybe after like 3 or 4 weeks or so. But what are you guys' thoughts on that twist?
Well, I mean, so if that team wins, like the team leader and the team, they win, then they're safe for the week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we assume.
Like
we'll find out more next week once the season starts. But that's the gist of it from what we know so far.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's something they've done in Big Brother US,
right?
So.
Yeah, I think it's an okay twist, and I think if this causes like a huge like house divide, I'm all for that, right? I think we could do some more of like Big Brother 6 type of gameplay. So if this kind of pushes it in that direction, I'm okay with it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I'm a little like, this is weird seeing Allison in the bottom right corner.
Can I say yes, it is? Oh, here we go. I didn't want to say anything, but I'm not used to being on the bottom.
Like the 3 of us and the 2 patrons.
I love it. Perfect.
I mean, it's fine, whatever.
Let's do that. I don't want to be in the middle. Right now.
And then I also want to address the elephant in the room with this whole Ethan situation. So as soon as the cast was announced, like a lot of people that went to high school and college with him came forward with some allegations of assault, some allegations of some racial slurs being used, just some not fun stuff, especially for a cast that is so inclusive. And so Big Brother Canada 9 did the right thing. They took him out and made a statement about it. Within 24 hours of like all of this news about him breaking, and they have replaced him with somebody named Kyle Moore. And apparently there's some like issues with Kyle Moore as well. Beth or Rory, maybe you guys can go more into that, because I'm unsure about the whole Kyle stuff.
Yeah, Rory, go ahead. I've talked a lot.
So from what I understand is that there are also, at least one person has also come forward on Twitter with allegations of Kyle Moore. So in the same front, like the same campaign of like Kyle needs to be removed. And I don't know if that's going to happen. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to go as far as to remove Kyle. What basically has come out is somebody said, I was bullied every day of high school by Kyle and his friends. And his friend is my sexual abuser, his best friend in high school, who he bullied me with. And it is very triggering for me to see him on television. And I know I'm not the only one, but as we know with anything that when people have been assaulted, bullied, whatever it is, it can be very hard for people to come forward with that. Of course, this individual has been met with, well, show us the proof and like all those different kinds of things, which I'm going to put out there right now. That's never the response. Even if somebody is making it up, which I have a really hard time, the vast majority of these kind of cases are not made up. These are real people's traumas. And when you question people specifically on a social media network, you're delegitimizing their pain. You're invalidating what they've experienced.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to, Kyle was never, he doesn't have the same, let's say like written record as Ethan did. So therefore I don't think you're going to see a removal for Kyle. However, there are quite a few people who are out there who like are very angry about Kyle as well. And a lot of people are coming at the defense of, well, that was 10 years ago. Like he might have changed and grown. And yes, of course, he might have changed and grown.
Yeah.
But do you not think that person has still carried around 10 years of pain? Clearly sounds like that.
Yeah.
Someone who was sexually assaulted 12 years ago, I still think about that a lot. And it affects how if my sexual abuser were all of a sudden to have a platform, I'd want to say something about it as well.
Yeah.
Just because that person may have changed, that doesn't change the pain that they have given people in the past. So if you are critical of Kyle potentially leaving, or if you think this is quote unquote cancel culture, I really want you to think inwards. Are there people in your life who hurt you when you were a kid, a teenager, 10 years ago, whatever it was, that you still carry some of the trauma around with you? If so, I would really hope that you're coming at it from a place of empathy. If you're going to just start attacking people online, you're part of the problem, and you're reverting them back in the bullying standpoint. Now, I will stop talking because apparently I talk too much according to comments.
No, I mean, anybody who says that can go F themselves. But Adrian points out that like today is move-in day for the house guests, most likely. So if we haven't heard from Big Brother Canada officially that he's removed, we have to assume that he is in the game and therefore draftable in our draft. Of course, if he gets replaced, if somebody does pick him, we'll just swap him out with a third alternate. And I just love that Twitter has found another Kyle Moore that is way hotter and way less problematic.
That was so funny. That was great.
I mean, yeah, he looks pretty good. That's all I'll say. And then just one more housekeeping thing. So we have 2 more of our patrons that couldn't join us tonight, and we were hoping to get lists from them so we could like include them in the draft, but they weren't able to because of work and other priorities and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is the 5 of us are going to draft 2 people each. And the 4 people left over, they will get 2 of those people at random at the end. So there will be 4 people left over once we are done. And I have used the randomizer to make our order for tonight, just so that it's fair. And this is the order. Andrew technically was first, but I'm putting him in Valencia since they aren't here tonight. We're putting them last so that it's kind of more organized. We're also going to do this snake style. So I go first, then Beth, Matt, Allison, and Rory. And then after that, Rory is going to make his second pick. And then we're going to go Allison, Matt, Beth, and myself will get the last pick.
Okay.
So with that being said, are we all ready? Are we all set?
Yes.
I'm excited. Alrighty. So I have the first pick on the board here. And I was telling you guys before we went live that I don't have like a ranking list. I don't have an order like because it's changing like every second. I'm very impressed with a lot of these house guests, and I'm going to go with Beth for my first pick.
Okay, I literally want to smack you.
Yeah, I'm not happy with you right now.
When I saw Tyler had the first pick and you were going to be right after him, I knew exactly what he was doing.
I feel sad because the only reason why I was going to choose Beth is because we share a name. We're both Leos, and we're both musicians. I had nothing to do with game.
She's been talking about this all week, Tyler. Shame on you.
Let's just call a spade a spade. The minute Tyler saw he had the draft advantage over Beth, which he happened to be right in front of Beth.
No.
To be in front of Beth.
I have no strategic thought process in who I'm choosing, except for who was literally the Canadian version of me in the house.
Tyler, I'm going to ask you just to own your shit, as Allison would tell you.
No.
We know exactly why you did it. Don't pretend you did.
No.
You go for it, Matthew.
In the words of Alicia in Survivor Australia, I will always wave my finger at you.
All right, quick. Everybody search your chats you've had with Tyler. Who's someone he really fucking wants on his team, shall we?
I mean, you can search my Twitter. There's a guy that I think is very good looking that I have my eye on as well.
That doesn't mean anything with you.
I mean, you saw how I talked about Dean in Island of the Idols. So,
well, obviously he's not putting a lot of thought process into it. So if he picks picks the hot guy. I'm
All
not
right,
shocked.
So Tyler's picks are going to be Beth and a hot guy.
Okay. There we go.
All I'm saying is apparently I live rent-free in that little mind of Tyler.
I mean, that is very true, Beth.
Wait a minute. You get to live rent-free?
I was going to say New York rent is very expensive.
Allison, doesn't he pay you for you to live in his mind?
Yeah, she's already got to pay for the CBS All Access. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Right, that's true.
The GoFundMe for CBS All Access Plus, Paramount Plus starts now because it's up to $2 million a month.
God.
All right, so here's why I picked Beth first. She's 27. She's a social worker for the homeless, and I loved like the whole like farm music. Like she's like describing herself like the girl next door. I grew up on a farm. I love the smell of cow shit and sheep. All of those were like really funny. But I really liked about her, she seems like a huge fan of the show. She said that she wants to lay low in the beginning, like Tyler from Big Brother US. And she also mentions Mitch from Big Brother Canada 4, who is one of my favorite Big Brother Canada players. And she talked a lot about having like a newfound introspection about mental health after the pandemic hit. And I just really like that self-awareness from her. I think that she's going to be somebody that can charm her way into like any way that these like alliances shape out. I think that she can win some competitions when she needs to. She's 27, so she's not like the youngest person in the cast, but she's like on the younger side like of this cast as a whole. So I feel like she's in like a good spot age-wise as well. My only concern for her is like she might get into showmance, but honestly, showmances do pretty well in Big Brother Canada.
They do better in Big Brother Canada to me than they do in Big Brother US.
Totally. So I really struggled to find any weaknesses about Beth. Beth, what do you think about Beth?
I agree. There's no weaknesses.
Yeah.
She's a Leo musician.
Beths are flawless people. Yeah.
I mean, she's good.
I'm not. Let's not go that far.
Someone in the chat, Joseph Boza said, Beth reminds me of Haley from BB20. I wonder how she'll do. And I actually, like, from what I can see, like, and how people have been talking about her, I can see that.
Hold on. Tracy Burke posted, Evil Dick posted that All Access is 50% off till March 4th and then switches to Paramount. For some reason, Allison didn't get that email.
It's because you're not allowed to get 50% off.
That's right. I am not allowed.
You have to keep paying your $2 million a year.
That's right.
To
like it.
The internet platform afloat.
Each person who gets 50% off means that that's how many people times 50 Allison's got to pay. So if 15 people get 50% off, that's 15 times 50 more. Allison's got to pay.
I'm so depressed right now.
Here's. I will spin this just for amusement. If you're getting 50% off Paramount Plus or CBS All Access, why don't you take that savings and donate it to the Patreon for this lovely channel?
Yes, we would love that.
That way you could be on here like me and Rory.
Yes, Matt, thank you for the plug. Yes, join us on Patreon so you can be in our drafts and stuff. But Rory, what do you think about Beth?
I think Beth is perfect and flawless, and how dare you? No, I think I think the Beth on Big Brother Canada, I think she's gonna be she's gonna fall into that like quirky girl role, which that's my assumption of like why she was cast. Which I think she might be on the block maybe a little bit early, but I think like if we're making big bold predictions, having seen nothing, she's gonna make it to the jury. I just don't see her in the end game, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah, that's totally valid. Allison, what do you think?
Well, I mean, she can make a lot of goofy faces in the camera and do her hair up and be quirky while making her audition tape, but that doesn't really show me what she's going to do in the Big Brother house.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like
Matt, what do you think?
Yeah.
She's going to get evicted week 3 on a back door.
Oh, I hope not.
That
would be tragic.
A very bold statement, Anna.
Yeah, and also
I want it known that if you're wrong, the four of us get to shut on you.
But what happens if I'm actually right?
Then you get to shit on all four of us.
Yes.
Verbally.
No, the reason I say that is because a lot of times the really social threats get caught in those first 3 weeks, like that week 3 to week 4, if they're not like perfectly protected.
Mhm.
And I think it's very possible she gets caught by an HOH who's like, let's get one of the white people out.
Yeah, I mean that is a valid concern in this cast as well. But I think that she has enough life experience that she will. I don't. I was gonna say there's probably not gonna be some problematic people in this cast, but this is a casting with a K cast after all. So we never know what we could be getting into. But
casting.
yeah,
Now,
but
did
I
Arissa
don't
have
get
some
that
weight
vibe
on this
from her.
cast?
What's that?
Did Arissa get some weigh-in on this cast?
Yeah, she's executive.
Yeah, she's executive
Okay.
now.
Yeah, so, I mean, yes, it's a casting cast, but, I mean, Arissa, I have faith in her judgment and guidance. That's where she might push this,
Yes.
God willing.
Okay, so Tyler's got Beth.
All right,
Yeah.
so Beth, you have the next pick. So let's hear.
Okay, this one was simple. The moment I saw the picture, I didn't even need to read anymore. I said, this person has big queen energy. This person, I'm already all in on. Julie Vu, come on. I mean, if you aren't choosing Julie, then you're not doing drag. That's not what I mean by that. But I realized as soon as I said that would have come across actually as pretty transphobic. So what I meant by that was just like I say that to everything, but I want to put out there that was not my intention. So, no, Julie to me is somebody just from reading the one line about what is your strategy. She wants to make genuine connections with each person. She wants to be likable and those kind of things, but she also, you can tell she's got some strategy behind her, literally in her one line. Let me find it again because
Here, I got it, Beth.
Cool.
I
She said she wants to form a 4-person alliance. That to me is a perfect number.
Here is
You want
her-
a final 4,
I'm
and you
putting
want to
it
be
in
good
the
with
private
all.
chat. This is what she said.
Yeah. So I was just reading that too. So and she wants to dumb herself down as well, which I love people who can get away with that. So I really want to see what Julie does. I'm very, very in on her.
Yeah. So I think that one point in your favor here as well, Beth, is that with this Canada vote for the team captains, I feel like her and one other person I'm really thinking about might win, especially because she is a social media influencer. She has a pretty big following around her, and her intro video was like really inspirational about her story. She describes herself as an alpha female, all really great things. So I really could see Julie being voted as one of the team captains here. What she does with that, we'll see. But I think she'll be around for a good bit in this game, and I'm excited to see what she does.
Adrienne Celeste says she'll take out the trash by putting on a pair of high heels and throws it out.
I love it. Rory, what do you think?
I have a lot of high hopes for Julie. I really do. I'm so excited for what Julie's going to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's weird because I honestly, you know what I will say also, because of the fact that the social media influencer background coming in, Big Brother Canada likes to go all in with one person as their like heavy narrator, and I'd put money on it being Julie.
Ooh, but that would be fun. Like we would be the winners if that were the case.
Oh yeah, well I mean like I'm trying to think because they tend to do that a lot. At least like I remember that was 100% the case with like Hamza and Six, and they just have their person and they will ride them until they leave, and then they'll find their new person. That team seems to be their narration style.
Yeah, that is true. Matt, what do you think? The
narration style of a lot of the international Big Brothers.
Yeah,
they kind of latch onto one person for as long as they can to tell the story. I like her, and thus because I like her, I think she's going to be the final pre-juror.
Oh, I hope not. I hope not.
Because I think she has a lot going for her. I think she has a very intense personality, like intense in a good way.
Yeah.
And I think that is the time that intense personalities get sniped, because it's usually like a luck comp that wins HOH, and someone stupid will probably win it, and thus someone good will go home.
Allison,
what do you think about Julie?
I'm going against the grain here. I'm not a big fan. I just can't, I don't know, the whole influencer thing. I don't know. Dominant women, and someone said it in the chat, and I'm sorry. Yeah, do alpha? But no. The answer is no.
Yeah,
They
was
are.
the last alpha female the runner-up of 7 or 6?
It might have been, but it's
Six.
to
The
me,
one who
it's
went in with Paris.
yeah,
six.
but
Kayla.
Paris to me is different from Julie for some reason. I'm just getting this too abrasive, I don't know. There's just something going on there that I can't put my finger on. So I'm the unpopular vote. I'm just throwing it out there. I think it's she will either make it to jury or she'll be booted out right before jury.
Well, so let's say that she does win like Canada's vote for being one of the team captains. That's going to make a big target on whoever these 2 captains are.
Yeah.
So they might get themselves in this position where they kind of have to be playing out front and therefore get a big target on themselves. So it could be true, Allison.
Yeah, I would not want to be one of Canada's picks. I would not.
Yeah, and if that happens to her, I just don't.
I feel like that's a curse. I feel like anytime the country picks you to do something and the House is completely aware of it, it means if there's another type vote that comes down their own, guess who's winning it? Not me, it's them.
Right.
That's a really good point, though. That is a really good point. I think that here's the thing. People who are really social, though, have the ability to use that to their advantage. If you are not used to being able to be in the spotlight, have people coming for you in both positive and negative ways, I could see that being an issue, but I have faith that she can be able to turn that around. You can't be a social media influencer without having trolls and people constantly bombard you for every aspect of your life. So she's probably used to being able to balance everything out around her. And I can't wait to see her use that to her strength.
But when you're, not to interrupt, I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
There's a difference between dealing with those trolls and all of that on a computer and dealing with it in the house. Definitely. Because what do you do when you're faced with that? Someone's in your face about it. You can't get away from them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's, No,
I guess my thing wasn't to say that being a troll, like having a troll in the house and then people coming at you and arguing. It's more like being able to effectively take targets off of yourself.
Right.
Or what do you do in order to mitigate being how you want to be in the attention, right? So if you are a successful social media influencer, it's about how do you get people to see you the way you want them to see them. So that's what I guess I'm trying to put out there is I can see her using those skills to help herself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, Matt. Well, the floor is yours.
Castillo. So tough, Nicole Franzel.
That's a paradox. Those 2 things contradict themselves. All right, Matt Henning, let's hear your pick.
With my first pick, I'm going to also take a female. I'm going to take Victoria.
Okay.
One, if you have pink hair, that makes you instantly more awesome than everyone else.
Fair enough.
2, she has a very solid strategy where she wants to have a female best friend and divide and conquer. And in Big Brother, if you are able to successfully divide and conquer, you will succeed.
Yeah.
Look at June and Allison from Big Brother 4.
Yeah.
She gives me the ability, and because she's a youth advocate, I think she's very good at speaking to a wide variety of people. I think she could float through the middle, navigate through some problematic people, and find her way to the end and win.
I really like that she for this game purposes I like that she grew up in foster care. Like she's definitely been around like adversary in her life and has risen above, but yeah, I loved, Matt, what she said about aligning with other women, but like under the radar, right? Like they're gonna divide and conquer, she says, and she just said a lot in her bio about like, I know the game, I'm ready to play, I want to be known as the fearless and deserving winner of Big Brother Canada 9. I like that hunger for the game. I love that hunger and the passion for playing, and I think that we're gonna get some good stuff out of Victoria. My only fear with her is that I feel like she might play a little too hard. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Okay, and this is just from my experience, and I'm not speaking on behalf of everyone, but the people in my life that I have known and been friends with from the foster care system tend to be people pleasers and will do what they can. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense, but I mean, I just don't want her to fall back into that. Being in a situation where you are surrounded by diverse people and people you're not used to, but you are used to it, don't fall back into old behaviors to try to make it.
I think she could use those skills to
Right.
her advantage, because
Right.
I think she'll probably be able to know how to talk to someone and make them feel comfortable.
Yes.
Make them think she's doing what I want her to do.
Right.
Where
Right.
in reality, she's doing what she wants to do.
Right. Right.
And because this is not a vast majority white cast with like 2 POCs, I don't think she's going to get like targeted like we saw in another Big Brother season that we don't really talk about. We just know it exists.
Rory, so Adrian says in the chat, I think Victoria might be the pawn this season. What do you think of that?
I don't think so, because I think Victoria might be able to pull out some comp wins. So I don't see that. I do not see her personally as a pawn. I see there's one person I'm specifically looking at as the pawn, and I'm not going to say who because I don't want to influence anyone else's draft. But I think, honestly, like how Matt felt about Beth is how I feel about Victoria. I think like this is the week 3 backdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're only saying that because it's my pick. Move on.
Beth, what do you think?
I really do like the background. So I have a communication studies background, and I know that people's experiences influence how they obviously perceive messaging and situations and conversations, but also how they act in them. And I feel like someone who's a youth advocate who's had a foster care background, I'm sure that there are people pleasing aspects to that, but I also feel like this is someone who has probably also had to be pretty independent in life too. So I'm really hoping that both of those worlds come together to her advantage. Now, she also says that she wants to find the strongest guy in the house and see if they will secretly work together, in addition to having a female bestie. So I kind of like this idea that she's sitting back and saying, okay, I know that large female alliances, for whatever reason, don't typically work. And also, side note, there's a part of me that really thinks that in a POC cast, the women will actually work together. Just putting that out there. Secondly, I think that she's somebody who, if she can have 2 people that she feels really good with, and maybe they're not working together, if she can pull that off, and I think that she's the kind of person that she's a serious threat to win.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I totally agree. A lot of people are very thumbs up on that pick, Matt. So
I just like one last thing.
Yeah,
I think she could pull. I think all women's lines could pull off this season. I think she could be viewed as the person who's navigating from the back seat with like a Victoria and a Beth in front, being the loud people, where she can kind of be behind the scenes. So she's not the target, but she's definitely in control.
Yeah. Also, I want to give a shout out to Valencia. She's here in the chat with us, so we'll let you know, Valencia, who you end up getting for this draft. But thanks for tuning in with us.
And we aren't going to just purposely screw you over.
Yes, right.
We're going to purposely screw Gibson over. I like that option.
I love that. I love that. Well, he screwed himself over for the Big Brother 22 with this whole let's just pick all the blondes. See how that worked out for him.
I mean, for real.
Allison, let's hear your pick.
Who do you think it is?
Which person looks the most country?
Oh, stop it!
I think you're gonna pick Kiefer. No. All right.
I'm gonna look at the list of names and see if I can actually make a pick on Allison. Part of me thinks she's gonna pick Tina.
I think. Wait. Where is he? I don't know their names off the top of my head. Jensen.
Nope.
Wow.
Tina Thistle.
Are you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
My pick is LaToya.
Okay.
Damn
you.
Great pick.
I've been sniped.
Right before Rory, you and I could start a support group. Allison and
Allison
Tyler
in the
took our
middle.
pick right before.
Let's hear the pitch. Why is LaToya gonna be the winner of Big Brother Canada 9?
I really, her video really grabbed me. She's, a police officer who wants to do good as a woman of color. And she said she wants to be the face, for young people. And they see her that they can do it too. And I just really liked her. I got a really good positive feeling from her. And I just really liked her. She just kind of touched me in a way the others didn't.
Yeah, so she's 34 years old. So she's like right in so she's kind of on like the older, I hate saying older as in like 34 is old. It's not old at all. But she's on the older spectrum of these house guests here. She's a police officer. She wants to change people's perspectives of police officers especially in today's climate, which is really interesting because I feel like her personality is just very like, I feel like she's going to be out in front this entire game. I feel like she won't be able to throw any competitions. She just like will not be able to bring herself to do that. I think that she's going to play a little bit too hard, but I do like that she wants to hide the fact that she's a cop. So maybe some like Derek, Big Brother 16 vibes going on here, but she's also got an incredible body and she has this like really cool body positivity fashion line.
That too.
She's just like she's a badass for all that she's done at 34 years old. Very impressive. Rory, I know you were pretty high on her as well. What do you think?
I was ready to make so many jokes after picking her about how like her and then Officer Tony and Officer Sarah were going to build their spy bunker. Oh wait, wrong game. So I was just ready for that whole line of jokes. I honestly I watched all the videos and that was my main decision making on who I was picking, and I saw LaToya's video and I'm like, if I'm putting money on anybody in this game, it's LaToya. I think she's got winner written all over her. That's my unhumble opinion. But we'll see, because also there's the rumor of 2 people coming in, but from the 14 we've got, I was all in on LaToya winning this game.
14 is also a good number. I see no problems with 14.
Yeah.
But I'm also high on LaToya, and I feel like LaToya and Victoria will get along together, especially if Victoria mentions her domestic abuse past. I definitely think LaToya could be that female bestie who would latch on to her. And I think that is I can see them both working opposite sides of the house, running the middle and getting to the end together.
I also see LaToya as a protector, because of her job, she will protect her people, but I don't know, hopefully not in a way that it backfires.
Yeah, she will definitely be loyal.
100%
whoever she's
loyal.
with. I totally agree with that.
I definitely think she makes jury.
Yeah.
All right, Rory.
If she didn't.
Now I have the ever so wonderful position of being the snake, as in getting 2 picks. This is great. I just want to point out before I make my pick, 100% Adrian, her saying I'm a phenomenal woman. On top of everything else that she said in her video, I'm just like 1,000%.
Hell yeah.
Her. So I'm very torn because, genuinely, I have a very good spot. Damn it, I lost LaToya, who was my number 1 overall on the board, but I get basically the 2 that I want the most of who's left. I think for my first one, to round off the first round, just to keep it thematic, because it was all females who went in the first round, I believe I shall continue the trend.
Wonderful.
Yes, I don't know where this voice is coming from, but I shall continue it.
I think I know where it's coming from, but that's okay.
What? No, that's for that one.
Not yet. Not the judge.
Who doth you pick, Roy?
I'm going to pick my prediction for 3rd place in the season, and also the first ever, not godfather, but more appropriately godmother of Big Brother Canada, Miss Tina Thistle.
Alrighty, Tina Thistle. I love her. Let's hear it, Rory. Why is Tina Thistle the winner of Big Brother Canada?
I think so for one, if we're going to get into a little bit of Zodiac, hence my name, which maybe I'm giving a hint of who my next pick is going to be. But one, she's a Leo. She's and she basically talks about in her video about the fact how like people naturally open up to her and she doesn't even fucking get why. Like, pardon the French, but she doesn't even get why. Like, that says to me that people are going to want to come to Tina in this game. And if Tina is strategically savvy enough, which I'm hoping she will be, that means she can move the pieces in place for getting to the end. And like, I don't think people are going to look at her as a threat because of her age. I think she's going to be there for the long haul, and she's got a good case, in my opinion.
Yeah. I went to school for graphic design, so I'm always happy to see another graphic designer here. But she just seems very approachable. I think that she's really going to admire people that are winning comps in this game. She started playing hockey at 40, and she really speaks highly of that. I also love the funny gestures she does in her video. Hey, what's up? But she's just like chill mom vibes. So, I don't think that she'll win, but I think her best case scenario is maybe like Karen, Big Brother Canada 5, getting to the end. So we'll see. But I'm happy to see her.
I really like her just because she's from Newfoundland. Like all I can think about is Come From Away, the musical. We are a Newfoundlander. And I'm just like, yeah, but they're super friendly. But that's the thing. Like, I live 20 minutes away from Ontario and about 40 minutes away from Quebec. And it's very interesting, the staunch differences just between the provinces. And I've, flown and been in Alberta and all this other stuff. It's really interesting, very similar to the US, like how different people are from province to province and such. Newfoundlanders are just super nice. This isn't going to be someone who I think is going to be a social threat for a lot of people. I think this is a really good pick. Like, she's going to be someone that you just get along with. I could see her kind of being like a Keith, for example. Is that his name? Kevin. Jeez, Kevin from BB19.
Yeah.
Keith, good job, F. But Kevin.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? Just like someone who generally people like and such. But I think she's going to have way more strategy than Kevin did.
Matt and Allison, any thoughts on Tina Thistle?
Listen, I think she's going first or second. I'm just because, listen, I get it. I'm an older lady. She's 2 years younger than me. And I feel like us older ladies, if we're not a Karen or something, then they're going to choose us just because it's, they're all younger. But the one thing that I do like about this cast is I'm looking at the ages, 36, 42, 34, 32, 23. The youngest person is 23.
23, yeah.
So I'm hoping I'm wrong and they don't do that.
Yeah.
Because I have to keep telling myself, not Big Brother US.
Yes, there are a lot of differences between Canada and US for Big Brother. Henning, what do you think?
If a guy wins HOH, she's gone first. If a female wins HOH, she sticks around for at least 1 to 2 more weeks. I think the first time a guy wins HOH, if Tina and this male have not bonded together,
yeah,
I definitely see her going.
I think if Kyle wins the first HOH, he's going to put up Kiefer and Tina.
Yeah, I could.
How could the unemployed ice hockey coach put up a hockey player? Ridiculous.
Yeah, they're going to bond over that. What the hell?
To be fair, it's Canada. Everybody plays hockey.
I'm just saying.
If this
okay.
is the US and not Canada, where you could bond over hockey, literally everyone can bond over hockey.
Yeah, everyone can bond over ice skating or some kind of ice thing.
I mean, like I believe hockey actually is the national sport of Canada.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
It's not the same as, we can bond over hockey. If you can't bond over hockey, you have a problem. That may make you a target saying, I don't like hockey. Goodbye, you're not Canadian. You're a spy.
Can we just get into the fact that Kyle Moore, sorry, I know we're not talking about him, but can we just get into the fact that they were shady and said unemployed hockey coach? Do you think that was a choice? Do you think he said, maybe I'll get a job out of this? So
he seemed to own it in his casting video. So I like to think it was his choice. So Rory, let's hear your second pick. Back to you.
kind of hinted it a little bit. I will be picking someone of my. Wait, I'm pointing the wrong way. Wait, where damn it!
It doesn't.
Okay.
Just go with it, Rory.
There you go.
Someone of my namesake. I shall be selecting a
But
Virgo.
there aren't any Rorys. Just kidding.
Oh, damn. No, I'm gonna go with Jedson.
Go on.
Yeah, there was no build up for that one, and I built up so much for Tina. I think if anybody is gonna give up bro vibes, it's kind of Jedson. I think if there is gonna be a guys alliance this season, I could put money on Jedson's gonna be in it. So like, am I like super excited about Jedson all in all compared to some of the other people in this cast? No. This is purely a pick for a winner because I don't have another pick. Just to be straight up.
Yeah, I mean it's very like Cody from Big Brother US vibes. You know, he's very like athletic. He's a model, a personal trainer, all of that fun stuff. He's a very charming guy. Is very down for a showmance. My only thing is I'm almost positive he has to be a recruit because he doesn't really talk about like the game of Big Brother at all. He says just a very generic like I want to be in a big alliance starting out. So I feel like he's going to be one of these people that does try to make this big alliance out of the gate, and we always know how that ends up. So I don't know. We'll see.
Gregory Castillo in the chat wants to know: do bros do well in Canada? And this will be my first season of BB Can to watch, so I can't answer that. But I know that we have plenty of people here.
Didn't an all guys alliance run Big Brother 7?
Big Brother 7 had like one of the most like dominant male
The Pretty Boys.
Pretty Boys.
The Pretty Boys alliance.
So it can happen.
I totally forgot about that. Jedson, all I've got for him is these 25 trainer model, yawn, boring.
Yeah.
It's just
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Rory has Jedson. So Allison, back to you.
It's my turn again?
It is.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, because I'm struggling between
Pressure's
two.
on.
What?
I said pressure's on.
Okay. I have two to pick from, and I don't know which one I want to pick. Okay, I'm going to go with Austin.
Okay. So give us the case for Austin.
Okay, at first, when her video started, I didn't like her. She reminded me of, who was that chick from Big Brother 21 with the sex stool that dated Jack?
Holly.
It wasn't Holly, it was the other one.
No, it's Annalise.
Annalise, yeah.
I got the Annalise vibe in it. And then as I watched the video, I was like, no, she's smart, she's educated, she's been to university. And I think that she has that, she's close-knit with her family, which means I think she'll be loyal, but she'll make the right decisions. I really feel like she will. And if she's working with someone like LaToya or like Victoria, I think that she'll be fine. Maybe even throw in, who's that guy, Brayden? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just like her.
My only concern with her is her age. I think like her and Brayden, like they're both 23 years old, and I feel like it kind of shows just in like how they present themselves compared to everybody else. I also am unsure if she's like a legit fan of Big Brother as well. I really could see her getting in a showmance with Jedson. And maybe that could work out for her. She says that she's going to win all the memory comps, so we'll see about that as well.
I mean, I think she's very, very smart, and she doesn't look like the prototype book nerd. Okay. So I think she can hide that and, blow the competitions, like when it comes to memory and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I think she could latch on to a showmance that will protect her. Yeah. And I think the guy will protect her.
Matt, what do you think?
I don't have any really, she doesn't scream like winner to me, but she doesn't scream loser to me.
Yeah.
I see her probably making jury. I don't think she's in the final 5. I think she's like a final 6, final 7 kind of girl.
Yeah. Beth, what do you think?
Earlier jury boot.
Yeah.
Like I see her being one of the first couple of jury members. Probably if she's in the dominant alliance, she's the first one in the dominant alliance to go. Like that's the vibe she gives me.
Is there a time limit? Can I change it?
No.
Nope, you're off the clock and it's my turn, so you wait sit down.
Damn it.
Rory, any thoughts on Austin before we move on?
No, yeah, from what I heard, early jury. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove all of you wrong.
Allison, you have proven us wrong many times in these drafts.
That is true. Do not underestimate Allison's ability to pick a winner. All right, Matt, let's get your next pick.
I'm gonna pick Rohan.
Good pick.
Damn.
Good pick.
Not just because I knew it would fuck over Tyler, but because his profession is strategic partnerships manager. He wants to create an alliance with 5 people. Just like my first pick, who wants an alliance with 4 people. So when you have 2 people who are thinking same wavelength of medium-sized group, not humongous-sized group, I could see them linking up. He wants to be active, and sometimes you need someone to be the active player.
Yeah.
He was my second pick, by the way. And the only reason why I hesitated was because everything that Matthew said I agree with, but I also feel like he could get caught.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's like the people have been comparing him to Kaser, and I can see it. And it's not just because of his racial makeup. It's because they were both players who wanted to take shots, make shots. I think his advantage here is he's not playing with a bunch of white people.
Yeah, I totally agree. So of course, like Rohan is lovely to look at, but besides that, I really like what I see from his profile. Like you said, he's a strategic partnership manager. He's really going to play the villain role, and he's going to be really unapologetic about doing so. I think like if he plays too hard and flames out early, or goes all the way and plays this like really great game, either way, we're going to be very entertained by him the whole time. He's so like, I am the villain of this season, and I just love people who are like going into the game with that mindset, not being afraid to like fuck shit
I love
up.
this comment. He could be Brian Hart.
That's true. I can see that.
I see. That's actually what I worry about, is that he's going to be somebody that comes in with here's the thing. It's one thing to be like a Devin from the challenge and have this idea of like, I'm a villain. I know I'm a villain because of these qualities. I'm going to own it. It's another thing to be like, I'm going to make myself be the villain. That's not genuine, and you get kicked off even sooner for it. So I don't think that that's Rohan. I mean, I haven't watched videos and such, but if he's coming in as a villain, I want him to genuinely be doing things that are villainous within the context of the game. I don't want him to be putting it on, because then it's not going to be as much fun to watch, and I don't think that people will kick people around. But from what I saw, I think he's
honestly, I don't think he's going to be a villain. I think he's going to be more like a scoundrel.
Gotcha.
I think he's going to be. It may come off as slightly contrived if he tries too hard, but I think if he can tone down that urge to play to the camera and play up to the audience in hopes of, maybe if I'm the biggest asshole, Canada will reward me for being a huge asshole. Because sometimes that's how those votes go. You can easily win a reward for being the biggest dick.
Yeah, totally. I also love that he says he's not into showmances, but he loves flirtmancing. He's going to kill people with compliments, and he says that he's very good at giving people compliments. So I like the way his mind is thinking and preparing for this game. Rory, any thoughts on Rohan?
I swear to God, Matt's gonna think just because he picked him. He was high on my board.
It is. It's because it is. Let's move on.
No, he was high on my board. I'm just worried that, echoing the same thoughts, he's going to be trying too hard to play the villain. That's what I'm worried about, and it's not gonna be. I don't know why. It feels like. Maybe, yes, if that's how he really is in his real life, cool, then yes, you're telling the truth, but I'm just afraid it's too much of a filter that's going to get immediately shredded away once he's on camera 24/7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll know if he's going to be successful after the first 2 weeks.
I agree with that completely.
Yeah, totally agree. All right, Beth, let's hear your next pick.
I can't believe he's still on the board, Tyshawn. Come on.
I know that's who I was gonna pick next. I'm surprised to see him get this low as well.
And it's not just because Adrian is with me and saying that in the chat. Like, I'm sitting here being like, he seems great. What is that? What is going on? So his strategy, he says he wants to be in a co-ed alliance balanced with social, physical, and mental threats. Two things jump out in that sentence immediately. The number one thing is he doesn't want just a guys alliance. He wants to work with people of all genders in the house, which is incredibly important in these kind of games. Oftentimes, the people who dominate a men's alliance, for example, end up not winning because everyone gets mad at them. The girls get mad because he wasn't able to keep his promises. The guys get mad. I thought I was your number one bro. Those kind of things, right? But if you can strike a good balance and have it not just be like one gender that's running the house, that's incredibly important. The second thing is by saying balanced with social, physical, and mental strengths, that tells me this is somebody who knows what their strengths are and are going to be easily able to identify what the strengths are in other people and say, that's someone I need on my team. They're not necessarily just going to go for people who, I like that person, therefore I'm going to work with him. I think he's going to be strategic in how he chooses to work with people. That's not saying that he's not going to like the people he works with, but I think he keeps his mind open of going, that one person over there doesn't seem like they are connected to somebody, but they are really good at puzzles and I'm not. They're probably a good person for me to align with. Those kind of things.
Right. I'm very into everything he said in his profile was just like thumbs up from me. He said that he wants to charm people. He's up for a showmance if it will get him farther in the game. He's also like really big on like being raised by his mom and his grandmother. So just that experience, like being raised by women, I think is going to really translate to getting along with the women in the house. And like if there is this like big women's alliance, which is very possible this season, I think that he's going to be one of the last guys that they would consider getting rid of. I also love that he is an urban planner. He wants to make change for low income communities. I feel like he's going to have a really good story on the season as well. He just seems like a really nice, charming, good guy.
Matthew has a lot to say.
He's ready.
There was one giant red flag on his name, and that is he is from Montreal, which means, and I looked at all the locations, he is the only Quebecois.
Okay, no.
I
have no idea what you just said.
Where sometimes people from Quebec have a very interesting relationship with their fellow Canadians.
That is absolutely true. But the one thing you'll absolutely learn if you spend a lot of time with Canadians, like I happen to, is that they're more than willing to go, okay, you're from Montreal. And then they are kind of on guard, but it's all about how you treat them. So if he comes off and he's genuine and fine, no one's going to have an issue. And I will go on the record right now. I've been to Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal many times. Everybody says, Montreal's the worst. Toronto is. Everybody.
I'm from Rochester. I'm from right across. I'm from right across. Originally, I'm right across from Toronto. So no, I would agree with you.
But what I'm saying is people in Canada know that. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. And I'm not trying to say all people in Toronto are awful. I'm trying to say that a lot of the things that people don't like about people from Quebec is they're like, they're a little bit of like, I'm better than you kind of vibe. The French Canadians are. A lot of those people aren't from Montreal. They're normally from the more country, the smaller cities of Quebec. And I think that for someone who's an urban planner, just has like this idea of coming in with the inclusivity portion, I don't think we're going to see that. I could be very wrong though.
I'm just afraid that if he says I'm from Montreal, it may put red flags up for other people immediately, just because, like you said, it is usually the more rural Quebecois that have that kind of aloof attitude of they give off, whether on purpose or not, they give off the kind of I'm better than you vibe. Mm-hmm. And if it sets off a red flag in someone's head, it's going to be an instant problem.
Yeah. Allison, what do you think?
The only person from Canada I know is Clifford Myers. That's all I have to go on. I think how do you pronounce his name?
Tyshawn.
I just want to apologize. I am Southern. I'm going to screw this up. Okay, Tyshawn.
Tyshawn.
Tyshawn. I think he's too nice. I really think he's too nice. He's going to get manipulated into doing the dirty work of others, and he's going to end up getting the boot for it. That's just how I feel. Like, I want him to go far because I like him, but I just feel like he's going to get taken advantage of.
Rory, what do you think? I see you nodding your head.
Yeah, like I think he's too good for the game of Big Brother. That's part of the reason I didn't pick him. The other part of the reason I didn't pick him is one, because I wanted to be a little memeing and pick a Virgo, since it's a damn username. But also, to be fair, I see him like also trying to like bro down. Like, I see him in a situation kind of like that. And hot take in my mind, I think Tyshawn bites the bullet before Jedson. So that's why I went with Jedson over him.
Oh, that I feel like that's a hot take.
I think it is.
Hot take alert. No.
Hot take with
I would also like to respond to Adrian, who's saying I'm grasping at straws. No, I've treated everyone the same. I've looked for potential flaws in everyone. I have not singled out Tyshawn.
And it's not just the people on this cast.
Right.
Yes, I've analyzed every person in the room. I have
Yeah, have
figured
you
out all
seen
of their
Matt Henning
flaws.
talking about me in the chat?
To be fair, when he's talking about you, he's exclusively looking for negatives and not positives.
Because you all are happy, joy town. I have to provide the other.
That's right.
That is so not true. So, all right. So,
Okay, bitter Tyler, make your pick.
all right. All right, Henning, who do you think I'm going to pick?
I don't think you have a good pick on the board, to be honest.
I think there's a glaringly good pick on the board.
I think there's one left.
I think
There's one really good one left.
I can't wait to make Andrew's pick. But anyway.
We all know he's getting Kyle. We all know that.
Yeah.
Kyle's gonna get Josh.
Andrew have
Those are the
anything
two he's
quality?
getting.
All right. So, I'll tell you guys right now, I'm not picking Kiefer. I think that's
That's
like
the one I thought was going to be such a good pick. A
I think
radio
that
host?
So
Do
I
you
think
want
that
me- you want me to honestly say who I think you'll pick, Tyler?
yeah.
I just have to get their name. Give me like 2 seconds, because I think you're picking Tara.
I agree.
I do too.
I'm not picking Tara.
Braden.
Well, then you're wrong. Then you're picking
If
incorrectly.
Wait, time out. I want to go on record that if you say Josh, I am going to slap you, because this goes against every fiber of what I believe you are as a person.
Yeah, I
Listen, I'm
really.
not picking people that I would get along with. I'm picking people
No,
that I
I'm not saying
No.
that. I'm saying his strategy is, I want to be in a 4-person alliance that has a showmance in it.
No, because
That goes against everything you've ever said before.
And
listen,
you think
I
Tyler
want to
doesn't go against everything he says almost every other episode?
I
of
just
this
want to
goddamn
Henning has a good
show?
point.
put that out there.
All right,
We
guys,
need-
I'm picking Josh.
God damn it. Listen, here's the thing. We need Josh and Kyle to be Andrew's pick. Just because it follows the standard blonde, blue-eyed, chiseled jock guy. Okay, you
Andrew's
just
actually gonna
ruined
get-
it.
It's all good.
Okay, so what I like about Josh is he gives me very like Johnny from Big Brother Canada 6 vibes. He's a little moody, he's a little mysterious, but I feel like he has some strategic potential. Like, yes, he's saying he's going to be in a 4-person alliance with the showmans. Honestly, I don't think that that's too bad of a place to be. With the intention of knowing when to cut them, when to turn on them.
We forgot to say that some of us were drinking and getting high before tonight, and that's actually Tyler is.
He may be regretting this.
Listen, I feel like he's going to be a storyteller. I feel like his place in alliances, I feel it could be very fluid, especially if the women are really strong this season. He's not the only gay guy in the house, so he's not going to be singled out in that regard either. And like, if there is like a little like subconscious homophobia, I feel like Braden has like a bigger, louder personality than him. So I feel like he would get targeted first before Josh. And he's 30 years old. Like he's like right in the middle of everybody's age here. I just my only concern with him is he could be a little moody at first and like turn people off with like a bad first impression. But you know, who had a bad first impression? Dan Giesling. He was on the block the second week. Nobody really wanted to associate with him. He was very quiet, and then he turned it all.
This is going to be a very bold claim.
Listen. I mean, Dan Giesling's profile going into his season was.
I'm almost done.
Okay, guys, at 1 hour and 4 minutes ish, you will hear the most incredible claim, which is that Josh is going to be Dan Giesling.
Well, listen.
I thought we were gonna.
No.
I thought the bold. Well, yeah, that was the bold claim. I even thought he was claiming that he was going to be the storyteller of the group. Generic white guy number 2.
I mean, he talks about living with Elon Musk. He had a whole
other characters.
He had a whole montage of like parallel universes.
White dude is going to be the
life in simulation. Sam says reminds me of Ian. I think that there's more than like how he's kind of presenting himself in his profile, and I'm excited to see how he plays. I was a big fan of Johnny in Big Brother Canada 6, and Johnny, like his profile was like, I'm a Wiccan, I'm like super dark and mysterious, I'm not going to get along with people, and then he ended up being like a really badass social strategic player, and I get a lot of the same type of like vibes and energy out of Josh here, so that's why I'm picking him, and I'm sticking to it. Because F y'all.
I just want to point out there that for me, this was... I don't think he's a bad pick. I was saying that he goes against everything I know you to be and like what you look in people. So the fact that like you were like, oh yeah, I think he'd be in a good position getting in a 4-person alliance where 2 of them are in a showmance. I was like,
listen, if you know when to clip that, if you know when to clip that alliance, I think that's a really good place.
Okay, I can see that, but I just like the idea that like you normally really shit on the showmances.
I know.
And the people
I don't think that his profile is like gonna be who he is in the house. I think that he's like, you know, he's in film production. Like he knows like the narrative that he's trying to like craft for himself to like get cast. So that's my pick here. And so how about we do this? How about, because Beth has to go in a couple minutes, instead of doing this randomly, I'll sit this out. Let's do like Allison gives one to Andrew, then Beth gives one to Valencia, Matt, you know, like we'll just like go down and like assign.
I think we need to be as fair as possible when it comes to Gibson, that kind of thing.
No,
don't give Matt Gibson.
I'm giving Andrew Kiefer.
Okay, that's a good point. That's
okay,
a good one.
All right.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, I think Kiefer is the other one that could win this fan vote and be a team captain in the beginning. But I could also see him being like the pawn star of the season is my only concern for him.
I'm going to give Valencia Tara.
Good. That's a good one.
I do think, I mean, she's going to be coming in as like the mom who's overwhelmed and those kind of things. And I think what's nice about that is we've seen 2 different kinds of mom on Big Brother and Survivor, that kind of thing. You have the moms who are like, I don't have to worry about who's making dinner. I get a vacation essentially. And they really are able to kind of turn out. You see the moms who are able to kind of use their mom ability to help them with alliances. Or maybe that's the thing that, helps get a little bit of vulnerability that other people can really see who they are. So I think that Tara actually is going to be really great. And she says, the less threatening I appear, the easier it'll be to walk away with the cash.
Valencia says, I'm okay with that. So that's good.
Okay, Valencia.
I could see Tara like winning like an endurance competition as well. Totally. She's very fit.
She's a spin instructor.
Yeah, 5 feet tall, little women syndrome, she says. So
she's tiny. She's tiny like me, and I love it when they're tiny like me.
She's winning a wall comp if they have one.
Oh, one.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Matt. So is Andrew gonna get Kyle Moore or Braden?
Wait. We need Matt and Rory to agree on this.
No, okay, I think I'm down for just being little shits. So whatever.
I'm not giving someone who has potential to Gibson. I refuse. I absolutely refuse. He's getting Kyle. Maybe he gets lucky if Kyle potentially gets expelled and replaced, you know, and they send in someone of a higher quality. But I'm not giving someone who I think is a good person to Andrew Gibson. I refuse. This is where I put my foot down.
So I think it makes sense for him to get Kyle Moore because I think that Kiefer is the better pick out of Kiefer and Tara. So I feel like it's a more balanced team to have Kyle with Kiefer and Braden with Tara.
Does that make sense? I agree. Yeah.
And
All
I
right.
second the motion. Thank you.
We already talked about Kyle a little bit, unemployed, all the, just
Unemployed
the
hockey coach.
Yeah. Do we have any last thoughts about Braden?
I see Braden as being like with the confidence and love for himself, as you see it, like, but with like a little bit of shade and those kind of things. I see that coming very similar to like, oh my gosh.
I meant to highlight this, but this is hilarious. Caitlin Weaver says Braden looks like if Josh Martinez and Jose had a baby.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like the energy I get for him is like if Jose and Jason from BB17 combined into one. So I'm interested to see if he has that quick wit. I mean, you can tell that he's got a lot of self-love, a lot of confidence, and those kind of things. And I think that is very magnetic for some people.
Yeah.
But it can also be very overbearing for some people. So I'm really interested to see if he's able to toe that lines. But
yeah. Adrian says, I get Gary from Big Brother Canada 1 and Big Brother Canada 5 vibes from Braden. I totally agree with that. I think that's what like they were going for with casting him. I feel like he's going to be really good TV, but I could see him like really playing way too hard or getting caught in a lie and being super sloppy.
If his confidence comes off with confidence and not arrogance, he could make a deep run.
Yes.
But if it easily gets translated to arrogance to like 3 or 4 people, then he's dead.
Yeah. And one last question before we wrap up. Joseph Boza says, do we think there's any returnees? If so, whom? Fans on social media suspect there will be at least 2 because 14 is not enough. There is a strong possibility. The house theme is the apocalypse version of the comic book theme that we had last year that was cut short due to the pandemic. There's only a handful of people that I think would want to return, and producers would be interested in seeing returns. So maybe like Sheldon and Brooke are like my 2 guesses, but we're not drafting them because we don't know for sure. If they are in, I think that's cool. I think that's deserved, honestly, because what a unique situation, right?
We'll put it this way, okay? We included the 4 people in our draft who are patrons at the 3rd tier. If anybody becomes a patron next, the next person at the 3rd tier level who's interested, if there are 16, you can have the 2 people who are returnees who are coming back as your team, and we'll add you into the draft.
I love it. I love that idea.
That's
so smart.
I don't know if this is actually how the twist could potentially work, but it would be interesting is if a handful of season 8 players are playing in a different house, like a zombie house or an apocalypse house, and they have to like fight their way out of there to get into the main house.
That could be cool.
They're like clawing their way through the wreckage of the world that was destroyed in Big Brother 8. That could be cool. I hope it's not just like 2 randomly picked people from Big Brother 8, because that's what I'm assuming it's going to be if there's returnees.
Yeah.
And I mean, it would be nice to see them like earn it.
Yeah. So we'll see. Big Brother Canada goes a little more out there with the twists, which I respect the attempt a lot of the times, even though sometimes it can be a little too OP. But regardless, I'm very excited about the season. So the season premiere is going to be this Wednesday. So we're going to be covering this show weekly on Thursdays after the live eviction. If you guys don't know how to watch Big Brother Canada, I'm still finding out the way that I'm going to be doing it this season. But if you want to be added to that list that I let people know, just message me on Twitter or Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I mean, does anybody have any other thoughts before we wrap up? I can't wait. I'm very excited.
I think this looks like a really decent, fun cast. I'm really interested to see, we often talk about with reality television that people who are coming on as like one of 2 people of their race, or like maybe the only people who are people of color, for example, that they have added challenges of not being able to just have that immediate like, oh, so this person looks like me, or I'm not white, or whatever. And I'm interested to see a cast where the vast majority of people are people of color. Now, that doesn't mean that someone who's Indian is automatically just going to like someone who's black because they're non-white. Like, I'm not putting that out there. There's obviously a lot of differences in how they experience the world and life and such. But I am pretty excited to see, how does this impact gameplay when people know, oh, I don't have to represent all people of color because I'm one of 3 on a cast.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right.
And I think that like all of these are really good things. I think that we deserve a really good cast of newbies after like everything that we've been through with Big Brother and Survivor in terms of the years and stuff. So Brendan says, guys, Brooke from BB Can 8 hasn't posted on her social for weeks and has her comments turned off on Instagram. So take that with what you will. But I would be very excited to see Brooke back. Does anybody else have anything to say or promote or anything?
I mean, I agree with Beth. I think this looks like a very interesting cast. It is nice that no one has that burden of, I have to represent my entire community.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I like that too. I think that takes a lot of
always been the
pressure
harder
off.
thing with reality TV is
Yeah.
it's like I have this gigantic burden that I have to carry.
Tracy was asking, okay, are you podcasting? No, listen, what we're gonna do. How do you get that off? It's okay. I never get it off. I think we're right now sticking to the challenge on Wednesday night, and then we're gonna watch the eviction episode on Thursday, and then go live after that for now, because it's a lot to cover the challenge and Big Brother Canada right now, and we're trying to do other things at the same time.
I always say like if shit gets crazy and like we need to like do a show to like talk about like a huge like house meeting or something, we are flexible with our coverage. So if we need to talk about something on air, we're gonna talk about it. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, everybody have a great rest of your evening. We will see you guys back on Wednesday to talk about the challenge, and everybody have a great night. Bye.